Saraswati Devim Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatadeshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vaishadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. International Society for Krishna Consciousness welcomes all the devotees, life members, guests, friends, ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys for this most wonderful and auspicious Kirtan Mela program. Today, it's a very auspicious and a divine occasion of APARA EKqədAŠī. And today, we would be discussing in this festival, the Kirtan Mela festival. We will be discussing now on Srila Prabhupada's 125th Divine Vyas Puja or Divine Appearance. So before I start, I would like to take the blessings of all the wonderful Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis who have assembled here, all the wonderful exalted Vaishnava devotees who are hearing this from the social media, all the great souls, Prabhupada disciples, sannyasis, great Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis, please bless this humble soul so that with this one service I could please Srila Prabhupada and my spiritual master. With this, we will begin today's class lecture on Srila Prabhupada's 125th Divine Birth. Lord Shri Krishna in Bhagavad Gita says, Yada yada hi dharmasya Glanir-bhavati bharata abhyutanam dharmasya tadatmanam srijami aham. Whenever and wherever there is decline in religiosity and where there is increase of irreligiosity, then and there aham, I make my divine appearance. This Lord Shri Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, 4th chapter. When he says aham, he says he himself comes to re-establish religiosity, dharma, because the dharma is the source of happiness, the way of happiness. Savai pumsa paro dharmo yato bhaktir adhoksha ahaituki apratyata yayatma suprasiddha. Dharma leads to unlimited, ever expanding happiness, which is the demand or the requirement or right, birthright of every living entity. So Lord says, I come, aham, I come. When Lord says aham, it also means, aham also means the Lord's pure devotees, the acharyas, the Vaishnavas, the great souls, which Krishna himself mentions in Srimad Bhagavatam, 11th canto. Krishna tells Uddhava that Acharya ma vijaniham. Understand, the great souls, the acharyas are non-different from me. Aham. So when Krishna says aham, it also means that whenever and wherever there is fall or decline in religiosity and increase in irreligiosity, then and there Krishna will come or Krishna will send his pure great soul in this material world. So on the most auspicious occasion of Nanda Utsav on the year 1896, September 1st, Calcutta, Tollygunge, under a jackfruit tree, a great event takes place, and that is the divine birth of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. From 1896 onwards to today, 2021, marks the 125th divine appearance of our great founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada was born the very next day after Sri Krishna Janmashtami. That means Bhadra Mas, Krishna Paksha, Ashtami, and after that is Navami. So his appearance is marking a special relationship with Krishna, because after Sri Krishna Janmashtami is the divine appearance Prabhupada Navami. And since he was born under a jackfruit tree, that is his mother's place, that jackfruit has got a special connection with Jagannath. So this indicates Srila Prabhupada has got a special connection with Lord Jagannath. And Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, say Gaur, say Krishna, Sai Jagannath. As a Gaudiya
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna.
Life was to play mirdanga and how to deal with sadhus, and got the blessings. And from his spiritual master Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he learning the message of the Lord. This is the most important thing. And to do that, establish printing house and print books and distribute and spread the message. This was a special learning from his spiritual master. He had a great reverence, attraction for his spiritual master, and his order, go spread my message, spread the message of Lord Shri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Srila Prabhupada, as a humble servant at the age of 70, goes across the world and he gets this opportunity, and as a humble servant of Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Jagannath and Krishna, and this humble disciple of his spiritual master, he begins his travel in 1965 for the offshore in a cargo ship called as Jaladuta. Jaladuta, as it goes on, it's almost a journey of more than 30 plus days. As soon as Jaladuta reaches Atlantic Oceans, the waves are so high, the cargo ships goes up and down, up and down. This makes Srila Prabhupada kind of, that's sickness. Srila Prabhupada gets 2 heart attacks in the year 1965 in Jaladuta, first and the second. At this stage, Srila Prabhupada goes deep into meditation and he begs to the Lord, what is it? What is it? What is it you want from me? Please, please bless me. And that night, Lord Shri Krishna appears along with all the avatars, Lord Narasimha, Lord Vamana, Matsya, Kurma, Varaha, and all the acharyas. They come and say, Prabhupada, you go ahead, we bless you. And then he gets that spiritual strength, and he, on September 13th, wrote a wonderful poem. From the depth of his heart, he wrote a wonderful poem, and this poem was called as Krishna Tavapada Padamir. And he writes, Krishna Tava Punya Have Bhai, Ai Punya Karibe Jabe Radha Rani Kushi Hobe Druvati Boli Tumitai. Sri Siddhanta Saraswati Sachi Suta Priyati Krishna Seva Jara Tulanai. Se Mahanta Guru Jagata Madevuru Krishna Bhakti Diye Tai Tai. Tara Icha Balavana Pashyate Thana Than Hoi Jate Goranga Nam. Prithivite Nagarade. So he goes on glorifying his spiritual master. He says, because of my spiritual master's strong desire, the holy name will go all over the world. So far, Srila Prabhupada is just another sannyasi from Gaudiya Matha. But he says, because of my spiritual master's strong desire, the holy name of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will go all over the world. Prithvite Nagaradi Samudra Nadanadi Sakala Loig Krishna Nam. They will take the name of the Lord. Because of the strong desire of my spiritual master, the prediction by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Prithvite Achayat Nagaradi Gram Sarvata Pracharobe Moranam will happen. He writes. And in this, we can see the mood of a preacher who wants to sincerely serve his spiritual master at the age of 70. He says, I want to serve my dear spiritual master. Please, 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 give me this opportunity. My life has gone. I have few more years to live. I have not yet done my service to my spiritual master. The first service given to me was go preach. Please, please. And he quotes in this bhajan the wonderful sloka which Prahlad Maharaj in his prayers offers to Lord Narasimha, Evam Janmani Tam Prabhavahi Kupi. He says that, O Lord, Prahlad Maharaj, as a small boy, is praying, please give me an opportunity to serve my spiritual master. In the same mood, Prabhupada says, I have few more years. Please give me this opportunity to serve my spiritual master. So this was September 13th, 1965. In this prayer, we can hear, we can see, understand the love for his spiritual master's words and love for the holy name. And on September 18th, when the boat reached the shore of America, the Boston city, Srila Prabhupada looks at the people in Boston and he says, oh, they are all so much attracted for making money, that is mode of passion. And they are all so much attached to intoxication, that is mode of ignorance. He says, how can I now give the message of Lord to them? Then he again writes a wonderful prayer in which he says, Bado kripa koilo Krishna ada mera prati Kila gyani lahe to kharoe begati Ache kichu karya tava e anumane Nahi kene ani bene ugrastane Rajastama guna era sabaya achana Vasudeva kata ruchi nahi se prachana Tava kripa jadi hoi. So he says that, oh Lord, you have been very, very merciful unto me. You have brought me to the land of America. Bado kripa koila Krishna, ada mere prati. Now that you have brought me to this land, but I see that they are so much into passion and ignorance. How can they understand these words of Bhagavatama? If you are merciful unto them, you can make them understand Bhagavata. And not only that, he goes on to say, he quotes 5 slokas from Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, 2nd chapter, and he goes on to say, Tava kripa hoi jadi Tade raudara bujibe nishya taba kata se tumara Bhagavad tere kata se tava avatara dhira hoye suni jadi kane bara bara. He says that if you are merciful unto these living entities, they will get attracted to Srimad Bhagavatam and the Bhagavatam will make them a pure devotee. So Srila Prabhupada in this first bhajan shows that how this holy name is going to save this world, and in the second bhajan he takes how this Bhagavatam is going to save this world. And Srila Prabhupada, after reaching Boston, from Boston he goes down to New York, and in New York he sits under the tree, Tom, Kin, Sun, Square Park, and he does a wonderful bhajan, and that's the beginning of International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. That was the wonderful bhajan by Prabhupada, and very soon more than 300 hippies were there, and they were also saying, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Some had guitar, some had bongo, some had trongo, some had mouth organ, and they were dancing, and that attracted many, many hippies. And from that, there was Prabhupada, who now becomes Acharya, a founder Acharya. Who can become a founder Acharya? There are some qualifications to become founder Acharya. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says that not everybody can become a founder Acharya. Definitely, it requires a very, very fortunate soul to become a Acharya. So, who can become an Acharya? To become a human being, one has to be fortunate. To become a devotee, one has to be more fortunate. And to become a good devotee, it requires more fortune. And to become a guru, spiritual master, it requires more and more fortune. And to become an Acharya, one has to be very, very fortunate. And to become a founder Acharya, one has to be most fortunate. Srila Prabhupada did not want to become a sannyasi, but his spiritual master was telling, become a sannyasi, become a sannyasi. He became. Srila Prabhupada did not want to become a founder Acharya, but he was forced, Krishna forced him to start International Society for Krishna Consciousness, because in America, if you want to be there and follow his spiritual master's instruction of spreading Krishna consciousness, he has to start an organization. He was forced in the year 1966 to begin International Society for Krishna Consciousness. He became the founder Acharya. He was forced by Krishna. He was forced by... Otherwise, he was just an humble servant, wanted to serve his God brothers. So what are the qualifications? The qualification is, first, a founder Acharya, his appearance should be mentioned in the scriptures. Second, his appearance should be mentioned by great saints. Third, he should have many followers who are taking up this practice of Krishna consciousness. And fourth, in future, his teachings will be accepted by many. And all this we can see. In Padma Purana, Uttarakhand, it is said that Mother Ganga says that, oh, the Kali Yuga has come. Now that Kali Yuga has come, sinful people will come and take bath, and they will leave this sin in this river and make me also sinful. I want to leave. Since you are going, I will also come with you back home, back to Godhead. Krishna smiles and he says, Devi, don't worry, my dear lady, don't worry. 5,000 years from now will mark the coming of a great soul who has got love for the holy name. He will travel from India and go abroad and spread the message of Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and give the holy name. And from the Western world, when the people will take up the holy name, they will also become lover of the holy name. And when they come to the great land Bharata and take bath in Mayapur, Ganges, with that purity, you will again become pure. So don't worry, that day will come, the great soul will come. So who is that great soul who came, the lover of holy name, who came and traveled from India to abroad? There is none other than A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. There are more predictions, but I'll see that time is... and then Bhaktivinoda Thakur says that, yeah, very soon a great commander-in-chief of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will come. And because of his powerful preaching, the Chinese, the Americans, the Europeans, the Africans, they will come and chant Jai Sachinandan, Jai Sachinandan, Jai Sachinandan Gaurhari. The yellow, the black, the white and the brown will come together, and that was done by Srila Prabhupada. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself says, okay, I am preaching in the great land of Bharata. Many have become devotees, but many religious people, they ran away from India. But he says, don't worry, my great Senapati Bhakt will come. He will go outside Bharat and catch them and make them devotee. And that was Srila Prabhupada. And we see Srila Prabhupada not only had more than 10,000 disciples and followers, and he established 108 temples. And another qualification is he should give purports to Vedanta Sutra, Brahma Sutra, Bhashya, and that he did. Bhaktivedanta purport, Canto 1 till Canto 10. And we see more than 89 literatures. So Srila Prabhupada was specially sent by Krishna to this material world to deliver the fallen souls. And Srila Prabhupada did his wonderful pastimes from America, Europe, Africa. He started delivering people, and he comes back to India. Then Mayapur, Vrindavan, and Mumbai becomes a great project, and many more places in India he started preaching. And in the year 1977, in the auspicious month of Kartik, November 14th, he makes his divine disappearance. Srila Prabhupada is a great soul who has come in this material world to deliver all the fallen souls. what is most pleasing for a devotee or a fallen soul. Bhakti Vinod Thakur says Krishna has got so much wonderful qualities. He is a source of all good qualities. He is beautiful, he is knowledgeable, he is strong, everything is fine, but everything is okay. But what's there for me? That quality of Krishna, that compassion for in Krishna is what Daya, Karuna, or is what attracts the devotees. Similarly, Srila Prabhupada has got so many wonderful qualities. The most attractive quality is that the deep compassion for the fallen souls that we can see. Who in this world can ever think about a fallen soul in America? A saint, a sannyasi can have a wonderful time in Vrindavan, but he was that compassion. He had the compassion for the hippies, for the Africans, for the Europeans. Srila Prabhupada is such a great soul who has come in this planet, walked among us. His appearance is a very special appearance. Nobody more merciful than him has come before or will come after. Na bhuto na bhavishya. In this Brahma's 100 years or in this creation of this material universe, there will be no greater soul who is more merciful than Srila Prabhupada. Krishna in Bhagavad Gita says, you surrender unto me 100%, I will take you back home, back to Godhead. That is the condition. But in this age of Kali, Iron Age, everyone is so degraded with sinful activities, impious activities. It's difficult to become 100% Krishna conscious. So Prabhupada, out of his mercy, he says, you just follow my instruction. Chant the holy name attentively. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Follow the four regulated principles. Don't leave ISKCON, stay in ISKCON and do humble service. If you become 100% Krishna conscious, definitely Vaikuntha devotees will come and take you back home, back to Godhead. If not, don't worry. Because of your sincerity, I will come and personally pick you and take you back home, back to Godhead. If the doors of Vaikuntha is closed, don't worry. I have a special road which will take to Golok Vrindavan. The main door of Goloka is closed. Don't worry. I have a special way to go to the back of the Golok, back door of the Goloka. In the big back door of Goloka, there is a small door, and I have got the key for that small door which Srimati Radharani has given. I will open it and take you inside Golok Vrindavan. Who in this material world, in this creation, has ever said this? No one before and nobody after. It's Prabhupada. So we should feel ourselves very fortunate that we are with Srila Prabhupada. Let us take Srila Prabhupada's instructions very, very seriously. Chant the holy name very attentively, and read Srila Prabhupada's very attentively, and read Srila Prabhupada books attentively, and distribute Srila Prabhupada books Prabhupada books, and do wonderful service for Srila Prabhupada among all the wonderful devotees, and have a wonderful cooperation with all the devotees of ISKCON. This will please Srila Prabhupada, and this will be our humble contribution to Srila Prabhupada in this 125th Divine Vyas Puja of Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada has given us everything, the holy name, the spiritual world, the scriptures and wonderful society, International Society for Krishna Consciousness, wonderful devotees, everything he has given. Now what we can do for Srila Prabhupada, to please Srila Prabhupada? Let us see what are the services which will please Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada many times said, if you read my books, I will be very pleased. That is one wonderful service we should do every day. If we attentively chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, 16 rounds attentively, Prabhupada will be pleased. This we should do every day. And if we distribute Srila Prabhupada book, this we can do weekly or monthly to please Srila Prabhupada. And we be with the devotees and do some humble service and not leave ISKCON. This will please Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada, before his disappearance, also made one request. If you love me, your love for me should be shown. But by how we cooperate among ourselves after Srila Prabhupada leaves. So with lot of diversity, let us show how we are united. How we are united, we should show by our cooperation. This will also please Srila Prabhupada. In these 125th Vyas Puja of Srila Prabhupada, every individual soul, every member of ISKCON should take a vow that I will read Srila Prabhupada books, I will distribute Srila Prabhupada books, I will chant attentively, and I will love all the devotees in ISKCON and do wonderful service. And with this cooperational mood, we can please Srila Prabhupada. We can bring unity in diversity and please Srila Prabhupada and make our life successful. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srila Prabhupada had full faith in the holy name and Srimad Bhagavatam. So since today is APARA EKÀDAŞÍ and this is Kirtan Mela, so we will do some Kirtan for a few minutes. Thank you very much for allowing me to render some service by telling some few words to glorify Srila Prabhupada. This is for my own purification. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna.
Everybody, from the depths of your heart. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Nithai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय, हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद 125वां दिव्य व्यास पूजा महामहोत्सव की, हरिनाम कीर्तन मेला की जय। तो बहुत बहुत सो आई एम वेरी वेरी pleased and I am very very thankful to all the wonderful devotees who are instrumental in bringing this most auspicious and a wonderful program for pleasing Srila Prabhupada in his 125th divine appearance year. I thank them from my bottom of the heart, and I beg that keep giving this kind of service to me so that I can please Srila Prabhupada. And once again, thank you very much to all these wonderful organizers and all the wonderful souls involved in this program, and all the wonderful devotees who were giving me opportunity to serve by hearing this wonderful class or kirtan. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srila Prabhupada 125वां दिव्य व्यास पूजा की जय। Thai Gaur Hari Premanande.
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. So we are singing 1 hour kirtan, so we will be live for 1 hour. So first of all, I like to read about kirtan. So according to Prabhupada, what Prabhupada told about kirtan. So kirtan is the call and response form of chanting and characterize the Hare Krishna movement. Singing kirtan is the soul crying out to God to reunite with Him. Kirtan is the essence of religion. Kirtan is the best way to facilitate linking with God. So it is the essence of yoga by chanting the names of the divine. In the Bhagavad Gita, one of the world's foremost yoga texts, Arjuna noted that yoga and meditation are not easy for many people. That is where the kirtan comes in. Lord Krishna said that of all the yogis, those who have immense faith in Him and worship Him are united intimately with Him the most in the form of yoga through kirtan. So Lord Krishna says that great souls are always chanting His glories. One can develop intimacy with Krishna by chanting His name, which is the ultimate goal in life. However, chanting can employ Krishna's original name or many of His hundreds of names in any language or form, any tradition. So what is the structure of kirtan? So Prabhupada says that according to Prabhupada's principle, a good kirtan lasts for half an hour to 45 minutes. The first half of the kirtan tends to be slow, then it takes speed. It speeds up to a last 10 minutes. In the public program of kirtan, each party must consist of 7 men, which are 2 mridanga, 4 kartalas, and 1 dancer. One of the kartala players need to be a lead singer. The dancer should always dance freely between the 2 lines of the instrument players, 3 on each side. Another type of group can perform the kirtan where there should be 2 members playing the mridanga, 8 will play the cymbals, 2 performers will play the tanpura, and 1 the harmonium. There will also be a leader of the party. So Srila Prabhupada taught many mantras, but he also stressed the chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra. According to him, at least half of the Arati Kirtan should consist of the chanting of the Mahamantra of Hare Krishna Kirtan. Kirtan should always be followed by responsive chanting. The good singer should lead and others should join in. This system gives the chanter rest and one gets to hear and chants at the same time. Any tune can be followed in the kirtan as long as you feel connected to Lord Krishna. In the case of temple kirtanas, the devotees will sing specific traditional songs and melodies according to the time of the day. There are different melodies that are appropriate for the day and the evening. The devotees should sing it according to the time for the pleasure of the deities. The melodies should always remain very simple so that everyone can sing along easily. So basic behaviors during kirtana. The first and the most important way to behave during a kirtan is to maintain unity. Without unity, kirtan will fail. Each devotees should feel each other. It might take some time to combine all the devotees, but without their unity, a kirtan will not be successful. In the same way, in the kirtan band, there are different people playing different instruments. There is a conductor who leads the band. Although they have different instruments and parties, they play as one and sound as one unit. If the devotees can combine themselves as one, they will feel an extraordinary sense of bliss and serenity. A state of mind during kirtan. For all the participants in Kirtan, this will all naturally concentrate on the mood and the feeling that is being established by the leader of the Kirtana. The focus and attention should entirely be on Krishna. If all the devotees focus on Lord Krishna, there will be reciprocation from Krishna. All the devotees who are a part of the Kirtan will feel a connection. Lord Krishna's mercy, ecstasy flows in Kirtana where the participants are totally devoted. Kirtan should be done with full connection, concentration, and with heart full of love and devotion. The Kirtan deity is Nama, which is considered as the holy name. While singing in Kirtan, the Lord is praised in the form of His holy name. It is considered one of the most merciful forms of the Lord. While performing Kirtan, one should not think of something material. One should just focus on the holy name. So Kirtan Yoga is for all people and a meditation technique. It does not include any kind of masters. The practice itself is the teacher. One guides oneself in this. Kirtan are basically Sanskrit form of chanting, and it is one of the traditional form of Indian yoga practices. Indian exercise chanting is accompanied by classical Indian instruments, and the Sanskrit mantras are repeated that tends to still the mind and open the heart. So there are different kinds of kirtan. So kirtan are mainly characterized into 5 types. That is Nama Kirtan, Sankirtan, Lila Kirtan, Dhap Kirtan, and Nagar Kirtan. So Nam Kirtan, what is Nam Kirtan? Singing the name of different lords in the melody of Nam Kirtan, there is the repetition of different names of Lord Krishna. It is a sadhana by itself. The main aim of Nama Kirtan is to attain prema. This type of Kirtan is a highly purifying form as it is easily elevated the mind. And what is Sankirtan? Sankirtan is mainly conducted in temples and houses early morning. In Sankirtan, one devotee first sings the names of the Lord and the other follow him. So Lila Kirtan, the relation of love and friendship between Lord Krishna and Radha and his Sakhis is known as Lila. The songs that are sung based on such Lila are known as Lila Kirtan. So what is Dhap Kirtan? The Kirtan sung by women are known as Dhap Kirtan. During Shraddha ceremonies, Dhap Kirtan is sung. Nagar Kirtan, this type of Kirtan is performed in the evening. In this type of Kirtan, the devotees along with their musical instrument go around town and return to the place where they started their journey. They perform Arati to Lord Krishna with great zeal. So there are different benefits of Kirtan in our life. So like inner peace, happiness, connection with the divine and other Kirtan participants, opening of the heart with feelings of love and affection. It cleanses the heart of all sinful impression and desires, destroy all kinds of suffering by ending the cycle of birth and death, awakens the highest bliss, all auspiciousness and good fortune are awakened by Kirtan, delivers immortality in life. Kirtan purify all kinds of selfish desires that occur due to personal pleasure. So there are many benefits. So we are doing 1 hour Kirtan. So it is also said that Harir Nama eva kevalam kalo nasteva gatiryanita. So Nam bina kalikal nayar dharma sarva mantra saranam ei sastra marma. So this is the essence of all the scriptures, that Nam Kirtan is the only way to go back home, back to Godhead in this age of Kali. So it is also said in Srimad Bhagavatam by Sukadeva Goswami to Parikshit Maharaj that this is the only way. There are many benefits. So Parikshit Maharaj asked Sukadeva Goswami, what will be good for me? Because Parikshit Maharaj is in his last stage. He is having only 7 days. So there Sukadeva Goswami said to Parikshit Maharaj that this is in this age of Kali, there are many faults but only Nama Kirtan can eradicate all the sinful activities of this Kali Yuga. So we are going to sing 1 hour Kirtan. So we would like to invite everyone and all the devotees and all the viewers. Please join us and just please bless us. Hare Krishna. So we will start now. Oh, it's already 8 p.m. So we are having only 45 minutes. Okay. We were quite late today. 5 minutes. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bolo Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Bolo, bolo. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Gaur Pramanande Hari Om. Ki Jai Param Gurudev ki Jai, Guru Parampara ki Jai. Prabhu, you have to say something or we should just start? Can we?
We have some viewers on Facebook and some that have joined us on YouTube.
Oh, I see.
So
Okay.
we have-
YouTube and Facebook and Zoom all connected.
That's correct, Prabhu.
Yeah, that's good.
I'd like to welcome all our viewers today on the four-part series, or the fourth part of Sri Harinam Tattva. And we're extremely grateful to His Grace Pran Govinda Prabhu, who's been very kindly every EKÀDAŞī since the last three, and this is the fourth one, who's been very kindly giving us his association and enlightening us on such a vast and deep subject matter, which is the Harinam Tattva. It's an ocean, and Prabhu is very, very kindly going so deep into it. We're touching certain spheres which we would probably never have come across otherwise. So it's really His mercy that with such in-depth study, and He's sharing this nectar with us. So extremely grateful, dear Pran Govinda Prabhu, and we're thankful to all the viewers who joined us in this final session of today's EKÀDAŞī Śravana-kīrtana festival on the APARA EKÀDAŞī. So over to you, dear Pran Govinda Prabhu. Thank you so much. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. I don't deserve to hear the name, but by your merciful nature, you engage even a wretched soul like me. Some or other, by Guru Krishna's mercy, hopefully we will get some insight by repeating what we heard from Guru Gauranga. In the beginning of today's session, I would like to quote a verse that Srila Prabhupada I came across yesterday. This is from 3rd Canto, 27th chapter, and text 22. Gyenena drishta tattena vairagyena valishasha tapojuktena jogena tibrena atma samadhina. So Srila Prabhupada gave us a very interesting, nice point that how we pray to Bhagavan Vasudev to purify our consciousness. Without our vision is clear, we cannot see what is reality, what is shadow. Even if the reality, even if Bhagavan right in front of us, the covering of Yogamaya will never reveal us. It is our own eligibility, not by our own, by the mercy and our endeavor together, then Krishna can reveal, or pure holy name can reveal to us. So I would request everyone on the Facebook, on the Zoom and the YouTube, you can fold your hand, whatever you're doing, at least in your subtle body, you can fold your hand and repeat after me 3 times. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 Narayanam namaskritam naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayam mudirayat nasta prayasya vadresu nittam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttamastuke bhakti bhavati naistuki. Actually, these Sanskrit verses express our grateful attitude, not just uttering the verses. We are grateful to Supreme Personality of Godhead, who revealed Himself out of His compassionate nature. Also, we admire, appreciate Naranarayan Rishi, who is doing severe austerity for long, long time till there in Badrika Ashram, just to benefit all these souls, including me, you, and everyone. Was such a kind and merciful. And we also glorify Vyasdev, who out of compassion wrote down all this. Instead of holding it in a suti, he made it in a format that we can, because of Kali Yuga brain, does not remember anything. So, and more appreciating Mother Saraswati, who actually reside on the left side between the Lakshmi Devi and Bhagavan's heart, called Sambit. Bhagisha Jasya Badane, Lakshmi Jasya Bhakshasi, Jasyaste Hridaya Sambit. So in that verse, it says the Sambit potency lives in the heart of the Lord. What Sambit potency does? Sambit potency reveal the appropriate knowledge, Sambandha Gyan. Sambandha Gyan has a three concept, Tam Padartha Gyan, Tat Padartha Gyan, and Jiva Brahma Ikko Sajujya Gyan. She reveals and then it transforms into Sambandha, the relationship with God and feeling for Him. The same knowledge is transformed into. So, and when she appears in this world, her form is Saraswati Devi. So that's why every day, every ISKCON center, we pray to Saraswati as we go down. And then finally, we are grateful to Srila Prabhupada to make it available. The Bhagavatam traveled not only the west, east, south, north, anywhere you go, you'll see Bhagavatam nowadays. So Srila Prabhupada mercy and his own realization, his own emotional feeling expressed through his purport, his commentary. So we are eternally indebted. And to those devotees also, followers of Srila Prabhupada, those who are distributing this. If they did not distribute, Prabhupada may have written, but I would not have access. So we are grateful to all those followers of Srila Prabhupada. So with that note, I will start reciting this verse, because we all have a strong desire, I'm sure, to perform pure bhakti, pure holy name. But as we discover that pure bhakti or pure holy name is not a automatic. It is not just going to happen like this. It is intentional. You have to have a strong desire, and the mercy has to come, combination by the Guru's mercy, and you have to be vigilant. So this verse, let's study this verse for a few minutes, and then we'll go from there. Gyanena drishta tattena vairagyena baliyasa tapojuktena jogena tibrena atma samadhina. Let's see proper translation and purport. This devotional service has to be performed strongly in perfect knowledge and with transcendental vision. See if you can count how many things we need. One must be strongly renounced, must engage in austerity and perform mystic yoga in order to firmly fix in self-absorption. Purport. Devotional service in Krishna consciousness cannot be performed blindly due to material emotion or mental concoction. Prabhupada hits right there. Generally we think, I don't feel good, I don't want to chant, I'll chant later, I'm not feeling well. Well, devotional service does not sustain by your feeling. So it is intentional, not by our emotional feeling or mental concoction. And then Prabhupada writes, it is specifically mentioned here that one has to perform devotional service in full knowledge. That means I have to be fully aware what I'm doing and who Krishna is, who Guru is. Am I being a judgmental? Yes, a lot of devotee judges. They do not see that how pure devotees life exhibits. I wonder if Billamangal Thakur would come here today. I don't know, everybody would really respect him because of his attachment to someone. But Mahaprabhu was interested to hear what Billamangal Thakur said. And Mahaprabhu would evoke his affection, feeling for Krishna in the mood of Radharani. We have to be very vigilant. Then Srila Prabhupada says, we can understand about the absolute truth by evolving the transcendental knowledge, and the result of such transcendental knowledge will be manifested by renunciation. So we have to also check our attachment. If the renunciation means not like you giving up, we don't possess anything, everything belongs to Krishna. So we have to engage everything in Krishna's service. If we cannot engage serving something to Krishna, then we just put aside, keep on going. Renunciation doesn't mean you give up. What do you give up? You don't have anything. You're born naked, as they say. Then Prabhupada writes, that renunciation is not temporary or artificial, but is very strong. Wow. It is said that development of Krishna consciousness is exhibited by proportionate material detachment or vairagya. If one does not separate himself from material enjoyment, it is to be understood that he is not advancing in Krishna consciousness. Renunciation in Krishna consciousness is so strong that it cannot be deviated by any attractive illusion. One has to perform devotional service in full tapasya. Tapasya means right now we are doing tapasya. To hear what Prabhupada says, what Krishna said. This is called tapasya in Kali Yuga. If one does not separate himself, it is to be understood that he is not advancing in Krishna consciousness. Renunciation in Krishna consciousness is so strong that it cannot be deviated by any attractive illusion. One has to perform devotional service in full austerity. One should fast on EKÀDAŞީ day. Anybody heard the word EKÀDAŞÍ day? It's today. And Prabhupada writes that you show your renunciation by observing EKÀDAŞÍ, which fall on 11th day of waxing or waning moon on the birthday of Lord Krishna, Lord Rama, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. There are many such fasting. Okay. Yogena means by controlling the senses and mind. Yoga Nidra Sangjoma. Yogena implies that one is seriously absorbed in the self and is able by development of knowledge to understand his constitutional position in relationship with the super self. In this way, one becomes fixed in devotional service. His faith cannot be shaken by any material allurement. Wonderful. So please join together to invoke the mercy of Guru Krishna for a couple minutes and then we'll discuss further. Om Ajnanatimidandhasya Yenanjana Salakaya Chakshurun Militam Jena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namah Sri Chaitanya Manovistam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Sayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Padantikam Andeham Sri Guru Sri Jutapada Kamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanikam Sadaitam Sabadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakanitam Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Samini Tinamine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunnuvadi Paschatade Satarine Panchakalpatarubhescha kripa sindhubhaiva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namo. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Binda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. First of all, when Srila Prabhupada says that pure bhakti or pure name even, to chant pure name, you have to have a full knowledge of Krishna, full knowledge of bhakti, full knowledge of the surrender. Otherwise, surrender, I cannot surrender if I don't know what is surrender. If I don't know what is 10 offenses, how am I going to avoid? I have to be fully aware. But there is something, recently we had a graduation of the students in our Alacho community. So I was conversing with some students. They're all wonderful devotees. When students read books, that is information. But when we say knowledge in bhakti, it is not like a student reading books and giving exam in the school. When we say jnana, vairagya jnana, this has to be like a component. It is a component. It is also a weapon in order to destroy your opponent. Whatever the challenges we have created by Maya with my inclination. In order to cut it, I have to have a Jnana Vairagya Juktaya. You have to have a weapons in your armpit or wherever you keep in your heart. Well, generally weapon you keep on your arm. You have to know that knowledge means, when we say knowledge in bhakti, not a regular knowledge. Knowledge means experiencing the reality the way it is. Then when knowledge is strongly invaded in our consciousness, what we think, what we heard, we are applying, then it invasion. You know the word invasion. Invasion means when you hear something from a senior, sincere devotee, follower of Prabhupada, and you apply this, then it's called, and you actually act on it. That's called invasion. That is called wisdom. That is more than knowledge. Sorry. And that we need. We should remember. We need wisdom, but wisdom will not come unless we hear and apply in our life and live by that. When we say pure bhakti, is not like a somewhere in the shelf or refrigerator or somewhere you go get it. It is a lifestyle of a pure devotee who has a pure bhakti inside. So when we say someone is chanting pure name, because they are situated in pure goodness. Otherwise not possible. It's not something like $1 million you keep in your pocket and I do whatever I want. My lifestyle does not match. No, then it is not. It is materially, yes, possible, but spiritually, when we say pure name, means a person act in a pure state of consciousness. Example, both Bhishma and Yudhishthira are deeply philosophical people. And both know the immediate cause both are discussing beyond the immediate cause. We are still reading in Alacho Bhagavatam class every day on this. So wisdom means to look beyond the immediate cause. This is important. Somebody may say discolored pigment. A doctor with deeper medical vision can see. I just hear a car which is making noise. Say car passed by, and I remember this happened. But the Raja, the guy who repairs our car here, he's a mechanic. He immediately understood and he told me his carburetor has gone wrong. I said, how do you know? Just by the sound of the car that passed by, and is not good condition. So looking beyond the immediate problem, immediate cause of problem, that is in the Bhagavatam. Bhishma Pitamaha says, that is called wisdom. We need that. He does not focus on the fact that Krishna was the person who instigated the shooting of arrows against him. Did you ever hear that Bhishma Dev actually ever complained that Krishna actually was shooting towards him? It was, he does not, Krishna as the cause of his suffering. Bhishma Dev never complained. Even though he's on the opposite side. He was leading the Kauravas. But he never complained. He never said Krishna is the cause. But Duryodhana repeated. He even wanted to arrest Krishna to put him in dungeon. Because he thought he is the root cause. I mean, in one sense, Krishna is the cause of all causes. But when suffering comes, when problem comes, how we handle with our relationship with Krishna. Bhishma Dev never said, although he says that ultimately everything is by the plan of the Lord. He did say that, 17 and 18 verse on 1st Canto 9th chapter. And Bhishma Dev focuses on how Krishna is rewarding unflinching devotion. In that sense, Bhishma Dev says that Krishna is the cure. This is the key point. Krishna is the rewarding. he always focuses how Krishna is the rewarding unflinching devotion. In that sense, he sees Krishna is the cure of his suffering to help him at the time of death. And Krishna did reciprocate with that. Then he says, just see how he rewards the unflinching devotees. So Bhishma Dev's point is not to brag an unflinching devotee. His point is to demonstrate how devotion that stays unflinching will be glorious rewarded and is encouraged. Yudhishthira too also became unflinchingly devoted. So in the Kurukshetra war, Yudhishthira felt responsible. I was the cause of such devastation, but we see that he was not at all devastated. Pandavas went out of their way. Krishna himself went as a Santidut, peacemaker or peace personification, messenger. If the Prime Minister of India goes to seek peace and Duryodhana arrogantly not only rejected the offer, but the person. See this, I hope you're getting this point. When Krishna came to Duryodhana, he rejected the peace formula. That's okay, but what he did wrong, he also rejected Krishna, the person who brought the message. This is a big difference. In our life, when we cannot keep up with spiritual life, we may for a little while we may slow down or divert or do this, but we should not give up Krishna. This is the biggest mistake it will be if we do that. What happened was not because of the Pandavas. We should focus on that. It happened in spite of the Pandavas. Even Yudhishthira felt responsible, as I mentioned. And there's a whole chapter in Bhagavatam given. He was telling Yudhishthira that do your duty to the Lord, even when it is difficult. Even you are not capable of doing, keep on chanting, keep on going in spiritual path. What will happen? Then you will see how gloriously the Lord will reward you. And any devotee, despite their problem or despite their whatever tough life goes on, they do not give up. Those are the devotees we should respect. Why? Because empowerment causes perseverance. Krishna Shakti bina nahe tar pravartan. Who has Krishna Shakti? Who has Krishna's mercy? One who goes on non-stop, despite his or her problem in life. They are real devotee. This is very important. Very, very important. Especially when we think of chanting pure name, and we want to chant pure name, because without chanting pure name, we'll never get pure love of Godhead. Question sometime when I was reading Prakashananda Saraswati Thakur, also I see here in this world, some people thinks, maybe amongst us, that bhakti is for less intelligent, you know, where philosophizing is like for a higher advance, how, you know, some people think when you are very intelligent, you don't just go on bhakti, you generally research and do some more erudite scholarship type of things. Well, that is not true. Mahaprabhu purified Prakashananda Saraswati Thakur heart. And of course, Prabhupada made a very nice comment there. He says, if you read this literature in the purport, he says, and knowledge will be revealed to you. And by this process, your spiritual life will develop. And Srila Prabhupada also mentioned, unless we take care of the books and preach, read ourselves, understand the philosophy, a Hare Krishna movement will stop. So this is a negative way, Prabhupada, what I felt, negative way he says in a morning walk, that in other words, if somebody is going on in a spiritual path, he's chanting, he's attending sadhanas, everything, that means he is actually empowered, and not only that, he will not deviate from the spiritual path. This is another sign. Very nice. So today I'm going to focus on accepting holy name. What is that means? What is accepting holy name means? So this is a combination of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Harinam Chintamani, and also Srila Prabhupada's explanation of Prakashananda Saraswati Thakur with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's explanation. First of all, we are grateful to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu for many reasons. Before we chant our holy name, we should contemplate whose name I am chanting and how did I come in contact with this. It's a reflection. Every day we should do that. So few things always mention that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he himself is a holy name. It is not that Mahaprabhu is chanting holy name, or by chanting holy name we'll get the mercy of Mahaprabhu. No, Mahaprabhu is the holy name. and through Mahaprabhu's mercy we'll get him also. Because Mahaprabhu is a combination of Radha Krishna, ultimate goal. It is Mahaprabhu is Krishna who will sanction our prema. Prema is not attained by my own endeavor alone. My endeavor, sadhana, with his mercy, he has to sanction it. So this is a combination like this. So with that note, there are a few points, very nice point. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu inquired, or I would say he glorified the glories of holy name through Haridas Thakur. He established impersonalism, ultimate defeat of impersonalism through Prakashananda Saraswati Thakur. And in order for us to be completely absorbed, whether we are progressing in or not, see, if you check all these 9 points every day. This is coming from a beautiful verse. Amnaya praha tattam harimiha paramam sarva saktim rasabdim tadvinnang shasya jivan prakritim kavalitam tadmuktangsya bhavat veda veda prakasam sakalam api hare sadhanam suddha bhaktim saddham tatvitim yavate upadeshati janan gaura chandra sayamsa. So these 9 things, while you are chanting, before chanting, after chanting, you must contemplate, because we want to be Krishna conscious. What is Krishna conscious? This is the base ground of holy name. That all the teachings, the glory of holy name, the empowerment to chant the holy name, the revelation of holy name, it's all coming down. First, out of 10, first is acceptance, that everything comes down through the Guru Parampara, you will accept. Do not accept anything that did not come through Guru Parampara. If something is not coming through Guru Parampara, through my Guru, Prabhupada, the whole Guru Parampara, then we are not interested to accept. You can hear if it is aligned with Guru Parampara's teaching, otherwise you have to have a discrimination to put those ideas aside. Just like Prabhupada said, well, I don't feel good to chant today. That's not coming from Guru Parampara. Guru Parampara did not say, just like Prabhupada said, it is not a mental satisfaction or concoction. So you have to put aside any idea coming in you. So first thing is that we should be dedicated to Guru and Guru Parampara, whatever the teaching comes, how to chant, who is holy name, all this, and those things are not written or given by Guru Parampara, you have to reject. These 2 things, that I will accept and I will reject anything did not come, has to be the beginning platform before you start chanting. This should be like set up mind. Night before, okay, tomorrow I will begin my service as soon as I wake up, serving the holy name. But with the conception, what Prabhupada and Guru Parampara gave and what they didn't give up, why I'm pounding this, because this should be always, what am I willing to, how am I willing to please Prabhupada Krishna today by chanting? Yes, then what did they give? That has to be there. Okay, I'm also willing to give up something that they did not give. That will bring them pleasure. Okay, that too has to be the key point. Then the first point starts, or second point starts, you can say. That Sri Hari Krishna, Sri Krishna is the absolute truth, who is endowed with inconceivable potency, and he is complete in himself, by himself, of himself. This you have to accept. Holy name is no need anything else. No other process, nothing. holy name is complete by himself. No need speculation. No Guru Parampara said you have to do something else or somebody worship somebody else. Did not say that. Holy name is complete. At least you have to accept that and act on it. Third is that holy name is endowed, possessor with inconceivable potency. You have a problem with Maya? Maya is holy name's Shakti. Maya is not outside holy name. Holy name is the possessor of all the potency, internal, external, everything, including me. Fourth, Akhila Rasamrita Sindhu. That holy name is the ocean of nectarian mellows. Rashabdim. Rashabdim means any pleasure, any happiness, anywhere ever found, whether it's a shadow or a real substance, whatever the pleasure is all coming because of holy name. And I'll touch a little bit because some biggest problem also that we don't see holy name as a person. To be honestly, we hear it, but don't actually act on it. Otherwise, you would not be chanting Hare Krishna or Hare Bol Prabhu. Even necessary, you just halfway chanting, you just put the beads as if like the Lord is there or not. Would you do this to somebody you love? I don't think so. But we do this. I hope not intentionally, because that will be horrible offense. But we are not aware the holy name is actually divine couple, presence in that name. He is the name. So, Akhila Rasamrita Sindhu, Rashabdim. Then, fifth point, holy name has a marginal potency. It's not that we are a potency of Krishna, not like this. We are potency of holy name. Holy name is Krishna, not like two separate personality. And amongst us, there are two types of, ones are liberated, ones are conditioned. And there's a whole list, what are the symptoms of liberated and what are the symptoms of conditioned. Then number 6 is those who are conditioned soul of the holy names potency, all holy names, Harinams, Tatastha, Jiva, they have misused free will. First thing you have to focus. Am I misusing my free will? Yes, if I'm not chanting. If I'm not respecting the holy name and not honoring, I'm disrespecting. Then I become a conditioned soul. Because what is the one question you can ask? What is the only qualification to chant? Can everybody chant? Yes, but everybody is not chanting. Why? Because they don't have that one thing. What is it? Faith. One who has faith, they will chant. They will continue chanting. One who does not have a Shraddha or faith, they do not chant. They give up or they forget. They eventually come back by the association or in super soul from within guiding, go back, otherwise you will drown. Faith is the minimum or most important asset we need to chant. Faith. And those who don't have faith, they are called conditioned soul. Those who have faith, they are liberated soul. Then, number 8, this material world, Achinta Vedave Tattva, that entire universe consisting of conscious chit, unconscious or chit, is holy names Vedaved Prakash. That is to say that it is his manifestation which is inconceivably both different and non-different from him. If you don't have a faith that holy name, this Achit Shakti or Bhairanga Shakti or external energy is holy name's potency, then you will be in the Bhairanga Shakti. And when you see this external energy is holy name's Maya Shakti, then you will be with Krishna's internal potency. It's a very interesting, subtle distinction. And the ninth principle is pure bhakti, or serving holy name as a means to attain the same holy name, is the only process to attain perfection, no other. And number 10 is transcendental love, affection for holy name is the only and only final object of attainment. Now, last week I did mention about one myth. Maybe next time I will mention, but there are 6 myths. I'm just going to give you the news, but I'm not going to explain today because we have a short time and we want to finish the other subject. First spiritual myth is that spiritual growth is automatic. But the reality is that spiritual growth is intentional. It requires commitment from each of us. We take a vow to follow 4 regulative principle, vow to chant 16 hours minimum. This is a commitment, an effort to grow. So it is not automatic. Well, I chant 5 years, now I gave up. It's supposed to be automatic. No, it is never automatic. Nowhere it says that. But we have speculation. People think that it will be automatically. Second myth, spiritual growth is mystical. Oh, that Maharaj or that Prabhu, something happened, he got love of Godhead. It's a mystical. You don't know when. Somebody will strike you with the wand, and you go, here I got it. No, it is not like this. Spiritual growth involves developing habits. You cannot show me Prabhupada anywhere it says it's it will happen like a mystical. All of a sudden you will feel mystical, you got love of God. No, it did not say it like that. No Acharya said that. At least so far I have investigated my little research. Third myth is that spiritual maturity can occur instantaneously, like suddenly. If you find the right key, right time, right way, you can open the door of your heart. All kinds of new age philosophy comes. There is no such thing as instant spiritual maturity. It is not accidental. Krishna is aware, and the person who gets love of God is also aware. The next, spiritual maturity is measured by what you know. Oh, that Prabhu, he knows so much philosophy. So spiritual maturity is with him. It did not say that. That you have a lot of knowledge, spiritual knowledge, and you did not develop a good service attitude, non-judgmental attitude, respectful attitude. You do not, if I do not have a devotional attitude, devotional character, just because I know so much philosophy, now I am advanced. No, it did not say anywhere. Rather, I would say, at least we found 5 factors. Not only knowledge. Yes, we do need knowledge. I'm not putting knowledge aside, but perspective, by conviction, by skill, finally by character. These things are required. These things are symptom that actually you are maturing. Another myth is there. The spiritual growth is a personal, private matter. You know, like you go to some Babaji somewhere in a cave or somewhere and he touch your head like this. That's it, you got it. Do you know anyone, anywhere? Somebody told me that in Chaitanya Charitamrita, what about that disciple who could not read Bhagavad Gita? And by following, but he was, Mahaprabhu says he understood Bhagavad Gita. I said, there is more than that. Mahaprabhu just didn't say he understood Bhagavad Gita. First of all, he was crying. Mahaprabhu said, why you are attached to it? Why you are crying? See, you touch Bhagavad Gita. See if the tears comes with that feeling how great Krishna is, how affectionate Krishna is. Prabhupada says, when somebody understands this knowledge completely with renunciation, by chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, this knowledge transforms into tears. It is not accidentally that person met Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Nothing is accidental. Mahaprabhu did not just accidentally meet. It appears like this. Like Krishna gave mercy to Kaliya. Kaliya did not want the mercy. Kaliya rather wanted to bite Krishna's feet or sole or toes. But it looks like Krishna, by forcing, he is giving him mercy. How is that Lakshmi Devi is not getting? So Nagapatmi asked this question. Well, Prabhus and mothers, if you research, Kaliya, previous life he was Bedashira. He did severe austerities. It's not like a coincidence. Okay, he just happened to be in Vrindavan and got the footprint of Krishna. No, it did not happen like that. He did a severe austerity. And previous to that birth, he was a great king, where he could not understand the lotus feet of pure devotee. Because if some there was Narad Muni told him, he already had a blessing of Narad Muni, and Narad Muni told him that you should wash the feet of this saint, and then you drink, your disease will be cured and you can go on spiritual life. But when he went to wash the feet of that person, great devotee, then while he's washing, part of the feet, like a coming off of the feet, you know, some blood, pus, something, because that person was so severe austerity in a, hollow of a tree. He was inside and chanting always. Seeing this, king could not take it. King thought, how am I going to put this in my mouth? I better put it on my head. Sounds familiar? Sure. A lot of devotees would do that because they don't have complete faith. So he did. He did all over his head. And that head came in the form of Kaliya. His head was that pure by the food wash water of that. But his mouth had a full of poison, Kaliya. Why? Because he never took that water, washed the pure devotee's foot wash water in the mouth. So his mouth became the poison. So if you trace it, any devotee, it is not accidental or mystical. No, it is all, it is a mercy, is coming according to eligibility. We have to endeavor for the mercy. It is not going to come just like this. But sometimes it appears. But if you research, no, you see something. So the last one is, the myth is that all you need is some understanding to grow. That's all. But to grow spiritually, one needs emotional maturity. Also, experiential and relationship development. Srila Prabhupada even says why ISKCON society is built, so that you can learn how to learn cooperation. If you live by yourself in your house, you don't know how to cooperate with other devotees. Guess what? In Vrindavan, Everybody has 100% cooperation to please Krishna. How do we learn cooperation? In the temple, in the association of devotee. Not necessarily we like each other's whatever the behavior or something, but we must have a neutral and respectful attitude towards that person, because we have to look his fundamental activities. He is serving, he is here in the temple, he is in the association, he is trying to come back. We should not look his external functional character or whatever. Otherwise, we will be committing offense. Can you imagine, Prabhu? Can you imagine if when Mother Yashoda find out that Dhatri Mata was the Putana in her house, she's taking care of Krishna, who was previous life was a Putana. But Bhagavatam says that Putana living with Mother Yashoda in the palace to take care of Krishna. But that Putana does not have a Putana quality. That Dhatri Uchita, that she is a pure mother, pure loving mother. So we cannot hold on to, external things of some devotees or other. It is very essential. We have to see what is their intention. This is very important. Because how remembrance of Krishna is the ultimate spiritual superfood, we need to focus on that. Superfoods provide multiple benefits, which fall into two broad categories: increasing our energy, decreasing our vulnerability to diseases. How to understand this? See, Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, who are these living entity? They are part and parcel of me. 15:7. We are all eternal parts of who? We should focus on that. Who we are parts of? Part and parcel of who? The most attractive divinity. We are part and parcel of most attractive divinity, Krishna. When we are attracted to him, we become energized in all areas of our life. We do our best as a loving offering to him. However, you may not agree at presently our attraction is misdirected toward various worldly things, and thereby leaving us with very little energy to connect with him. Nonetheless, if we strive to remember him as a discipline, we will become animated by desire for him, longing for him, love for him. When we cultivate Krishna's remembrance, Krishna reciprocates by revealing more and more his attractiveness to us. And he energizes us to move forward towards him through inner devotion and outer service. The more we become attracted to Krishna and absorb in him, the more we relish the supreme everlasting joy. And if someone says that, well, I don't experience this, are you focusing on Krishna? Whose name are you chanting? He is the most attractive personality. Sarva Chitta Akarsha. He is attracting, he has that capability to attract everyone. And if I am not attracted, it's my fault, it's not his. If magnet is not attracting a rusted iron, it's not magnet's fault. The iron has to get rid of rustiness. This is very important. Now, decreasing our material vulnerability, how? During our life journey, we are vulnerable to various worldly desires that can drag us in unwanted directions, to various worldly distresses like COVID-19 that can befall us when we lose the thing we care for. When we cultivate remembrance of Krishna, our resulting inner connection with Krishna provides us what? Can you check your own heart? Stability, satisfaction, stability to better weather worldly distresses, and satisfaction to better withstand worldly desires. Of course, does this mean we don't care for the things or people that surrounding us? No, we care for them as an integral part of our service to Krishna. But we don't become emotionally entangled in them. Being shielded in our remembrance of Krishna, we can be concerned about them. In ISKCON, we have devotee care, and devotees do care. Prabhupada cared, Mahaprabhu cared. The whole movement is like that. We can be concerned about them, but not disturbed by them. There's a big difference. It's very important. Some news come, Facebook, nowadays everywhere, anything, anybody can put whatever they like. We feel disturbed. Why? Why not we focus on Krishna? Krishna didn't say you should be disturbed. He said, focus on me. And we go through our life journey far more steadily if we do this, if we focus on Krishna, with much lesser drama or trauma. So what is the bottom line understanding? That we must endeavor to remember of Krishna is the ultimate superfood. And if you do that, it will increase your spiritual energy by strengthening our attraction to the eternal divinity and decrease our material vulnerability. How? By shielding us from worldly desire and distresses. This is very important. So I got a text this morning from one Guru colleague. It was very nice. He said, sometimes it looks like Krishna does not answer my prayer. Well, that devotee probably in the Facebook listening, hopefully. Prayers always work. Krishna always answers our prayers. But we do not understand his answers because those do not always come in terms that what we expect. If we truly understand Krishna, then we should understand both his omnipotence and his omniscience. And I mentioned this few times. I will mention this million times. Krishna is supremely strong, also supremely wise, intelligent. We only think supremely strong, not think like he's also most intelligent, he knows everything. We don't think that so much. We often go to Krishna, and when we have a problem we cannot solve, generally that's the only time they go. I mean most of the cases. You cannot solve your own problem, then you go to Krishna. If you can solve it, you don't even think of Krishna. You give the credit to yourself, something like that. When we have a problem, we pray to him, yes. Since you are much stronger, Krishna, much bigger, more powerful, most powerful, please utilize your strength to solve my problem. Because my doctor cannot cure my mother's sickness, I cannot do anything about it. You are the only shelter. Very nice. It's nothing wrong, but we should also understand that this is trusting only half of Krishna. We are trusting only his strength. But what about his intelligence? Does he know that my mother's past, future, everything or not? Do we trust Krishna on that? Oh, we don't think like that. We just think that he should do what we want him to do. We are trusting only his omnipotence, but not his omniscience. Holy name knows what is best for us. And because holy name knows, he will do what is best for us. That trust we have to have. Trust is not going to come from holy name. Trust has to come from us. It's a free choice Krishna, holy name gave. So sometimes only by facing the problem, we will grow. If we are prematurely relieved of the problem, try to understand this, very important. If we are prematurely relieved of the problem, the opportunity for growth will be missed. And I remember many pastimes like this. One devotee told me, Prabhupada told him, well, he said to one sannyasi who told me this, he said, Prabhupada told me to supervise the construction of that temple. And I was thinking, I am a sannyasi, why should I spend time on the construction? I should spend time on the studying Shastra, what sannyasi is supposed to do, something like that. Well, after Prabhupada left, he also fell down. And guess what he was doing for 25 years? Construction. And after that, he got turmoil. Well, he got married, he has some family life, and he was trying to enjoy life. And when turmoil hits, yesterday, I think, was it yesterday? Yeah, I was saying that the holy name has a two-way to bring us, to wake up us. I hope you all remember. In a softer way or harder way. Softer way is like through the other devotee chanting, is a softer way waking us up. Hey, wake up. Love of God is within your heart. Why you are not looking at it? Or if we don't care, we just accept the process and we go away, then Maya wakes us up. How? Not a pleasant way. like this Maharaj faced. He got a chronic cancer. And at that time, he was repenting and regretting. And now he passed away. But he said something very interesting, very intuitive to me. He said, I learned a lesson with my dream from Prabhupada. If I would have followed Prabhupada's instruction sincerely and chant and supervise the construction of the temple and all these impurities that I had another extension life of material enjoyment would be removed like that. But now it's too late. I just wasted these 25 years, sense gratification, not serving Prabhupada. Now I'm in last moment, leaving, and he left his body. So the point is that we have to be thoroughly aware when we are in Krishna conscious sadhana practice. Sometime only by facing the problem we will grow. If we are, I'm going to repeat that, if we prematurely relieved of the problem, the opportunity for growth will be missed. Nature also tells that growth happens through struggle. And if we don't learn, then Maya will give us a little harder way to learn. We should always think that holy name's purpose What is the purpose of holy name? Is only to solve our problem. That is not a good way to look at holy name. Oh, I am chanting holy name should remove all my problem of sense. You know, I need this little more. I need a better car. And holy name should, I will chant very sincerely. You know, I'm a nice devotee. Why did I get ticket? I was chanting so nicely. Even I asked myself long time back, I remember. Every day I'm chanting nicely. Why did I get ticket from the traffic? The police just gave me a ticket. This is not good. I'm nice chanter. Are Baba, holy name purpose is not to solve your problem. Holy name purpose is primarily to help us grow. Problems are sometimes like a shell that are covering us. And holy name allows us to go through those problems. That is why sometimes our problems may not be solved. It may appear to us that our prayers are not answered. However, if we pray to holy name, not with the demanding mood, but by saying that since you know, oh Harinam Prabhu, what is best for us, this is good prayers. Please guide us. I'm going through a little tough time. I'm embarrassed. I have done this or whatever. If we pray genuinely, sincerely, please help me, guide me. Whatever is best for me, you know. Because holy name does know. Past, present, Vedaham samatitani, Vartamana nichorjana, Bhavishya nicha bhutani, mantavedana kashchana. He knows past, present, future. We should pray like this. By approaching him with such attitude, we will find ourselves internally strengthened. And by such prayer, we'll get the strength to face the problem. Internally, we'll get strength. Also externally, we'll get the strength to face the problem. Rather than telling holy name how big our problem is, this is a key point. We have to tell our problem how big holy name is, how powerful holy name is. When we have this attitude, we'll go to holy name, not so much for solution, but for guidance and not only holy name's strength, but also his wisdom to do what is best for us. That holy name not only provides us the strength to face the problem, but also the intelligence to find the right way to go through the problem. Then whatever problem we face, we will be able to go through and grow through the problem by his grace. This is the beautiful power of holy name. Oh, did I go over the time? I'm sorry. I didn't even realize. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol Prabhu. I'm sorry, Govinda Chan Prabhu. I generally stop at the time. So
not at all. It's such a very enlightening topic, and we're so grateful to you for sharing this wonderful nectar. I really wish we could go on and on, actually. But yes, there is a time limitation. So I'm hoping.
Is there any question? Is there a time for question or reflection?
Yeah, we can check first the devotees on the group within the Zoom session or on Facebook.
I'm very happy to see Satta Devata Prabhu from Andhra. Very nice. Any reflections, Satta Devata Prabhu? What are you taking with you today from this session? You have to unmute.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you for giving the opportunity to listen to you again about the glories of the holy name. I think the main reflection is the last sentence, what you said, Prabhu, that many times we perceive when we are going through the problems, we perceive that our prayers are not heard by the Lord. So we might sometimes be disappointed. But actually, you clarified that it is for our own growth. It's for our own growth. And the great point, what you said is about rather than telling to Krishna how big our problem is, we should tell to the problem that how big Krishna or the holy name is. I think that's a very important message, Prabhu. Thank you. Very good.
Thank you. Very nice point. Very nice point you picked. Very good.
Prabhu, one question. You mentioned about the 9 points, and before that you recited a sloka or a verse. What is the starting point, Prabhu, so that I can refer that again? Before the 9 points, you said you recited a prayer or a verse.
Before the 9 point?
Yes, yes.
Oh, you mean to approach holy name, we should have all these 9 principles. Actually,
Yes,
there's 10, but first one is that you accept your Guru. Prabhupada, Guru Parampara's teaching is everything.
Yes, Prabhu.
And anything is not coming through this Guru Parampara, don't spend much time. It will be wasted. Is that okay?
Yeah, you recited some Sanskrit verse, I think, before that. Is that the connected?
That's where the verse is coming, where it's all these principles are coming.
Can you say that verse starting point once again, Prabhu? I'll note it. The word
Amnayo Praha.
Amnayo Praha. Okay.
It's a very long verse, but I memorized because it's wonderful verse. It gives me some guidance from within.
Thank you.
Amnayo Praha means what is coming down through Guru. So we never chant holy name. We don't approach holy name directly. We approach under his guidance, our Guru's guidance. So like that. Thank you. It's a very nice question. Anyone else?
Yeah, I did receive a question. During the session, you mentioned about how Kaliya, it's not like out of nowhere that he got this special mercy, but it is related to his past birth as well. So in that connection, what was Prahlad Maharaj's past birth to have received such mercy in during his
Well, in Bhagavatam, I believe is 7.10. If anybody has 7.10.13, I believe, yeah. There is Prabhupada gave a very interesting point that Prahlad Maharaj and Narad Muni both are Nitya Siddha and Sadhan Siddha, both. So we have to reconcile that way. If you look at Bhagavatam 10, what did I say, 7.10.13, Prabhupada brings the Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur comment. And I went to Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur purport, Banu Maharaj translated, and there is little more, not necessary, Prabhupada purport is complete, but my mind always like hover, like little more is there. Yes, there is a two Prahlad Maharaj in one body. You can think like that. So there is a Nitya Siddha Prahlad who never forgot Krishna. And there is a Sadhan Siddha Prahlad who just growing as a prostitute hunter, happened to fast that night, happened to be Nishingadev's appearance day, and also happened to be Nishingadev's old temple, broken temple, somewhere. They say it's somewhere in Punjab area, somebody, but I don't know the exact reference is true or not. But it is there, somebody commented. Actually, Prabhupada mentioned, Prahlad Maharaj is from Punjab, so I call him Punjabi Prahlad. That's just my way. Prabhupada didn't say, but Prabhupada did say in Chaitanya Chaitamrita that Prahlad Maharaj was born in Punjab. So that record is there. So from that angle, if we look at it, then we can understand that there is a one Prahlad who actually faced all this, and he grow spiritually so much. And another Prahlad within that, Nitya Siddha Prahlad, who never forgot Krishna. When Prahlad was thrown from the stampede, or you can say from the top of the hill, he was not thinking, well, can you not throw me? Never he said anything. Never he complained. Because that Nitya Siddha, his absorption in Krishna is never disturbed. Why? Because that Shuddha Sattva platform is not afflicted by the modes, that remembrance, that connection. So he never saw a danger. So that's why our Acharya, for us to understand, oh, when they throw from the cliff, Krishna just picked him up and happened to be a bullock cart passing by. And from that high cliff, he brought him and put him on the back of the bullock cart. And Prahlad Maharaj is still meditating. He didn't even know that somebody threw him from the cliff. He did not even know Krishna actually put him on the bullock cart. Only by the time when his meditation was broke, he opened his eyes. It happened to be the backside of the Hiranyakashipu's palace. He said, oh, I am in my home. So he just went in the palace. Now, if you say, Prahlad, were you blind? You didn't see that they throw you cliff? Well, you can ask all this question, but he didn't see it. He didn't face it. He saw the snakes, and he saw Krishna in the heart of the snakes, all those snakes. He saw those weapons coming towards him. He said, Shakti Shakti Mataya Abhed. There's no difference, Krishna and Krishna's potency. I see Vishnu in everything. So the sword fall apart instead of touching this baby 5 years old body. That vision is not artificial, it's genuine. That connection we need. And this is the whole point of bhakti, that we want to come to that point where our absorption in Krishna is uninterrupted, no more disturbed. And this is required. And Prabhupada even says actually that when we progress, this is my way of paraphrasing, we understand that whatever we are seeking, actually we are looking for that stability, security, what Prahlad Maharaj had. It's a nice question. And we are ultimately seeking, even though, I remember about 3 years back in Alacho, we had a huge tornado. And there was no electricity for 7 days in our temple. Even we didn't have electricity. It was a heavy hurricane. I forgot. They call Andrew or some name. They give a name. Every hurricane, as if they want to control the hurricane. So they give some name. So they interviewed me in the city council there. And this guy brought me to the city, and there was a city managers there. He says, Govind, tell us, because I had a lot of 10 houses, rental houses. I was kind of like one of the guy in the city also. At that time I was busy in Grihastha life. So they knew me, but when they approached me, that time I gave up everything, in a sense, not a gave up everything, but utilizing everything for Krishna and took the other path. I remember when they asked that question, was very interesting. And one guy, I won't say the name, he's a good friend, but he's not a devotee yet, but he got prasadam to us. He said, we are not looking for spirituality, we're looking for security. Tell us about the security. And I remember, it was very nice. So I prayed in my subtle form, I was praying to Prabhupada to give me some idea to what to say. And I'll never forget. I said, if we are not aware of it, that we are looking for spirituality, that doesn't mean we are not looking for spirituality. You're looking for security is actually ultimately looking for spirituality. And then he says, how? I said, we're looking for something unchanging, isn't? You saw the tornado did a lot of damage. So you want unchanging. That will serve as a solid ground for our life. and its endeavor? He said, yes. I said, that unchanging foundation is our spiritual core, our relationship with Supreme Spiritual Whole. That is Krishna. No matter how many things goes wrong, nothing can hurt our spiritual core. Nothing can make Krishna abandon us. We should always remember. Krishna is not a Hindu god. I also mentioned there, I remember, very heavily. It is the name of a God, universal. So then I remember he said, so why you guys all every day chant? I don't feel like, I can be like that. I said, what we get, first you should ask what we get, not what we do only. What is the ultimate purpose and what we are getting it, you should focus on that. When we start chanting and growing in spiritual life, we start realizing the indestructibility of spiritual reality. And when we spiritualize our consciousness by practicing bhakti yoga, and such elevation of consciousness increasingly connects us with Krishna. Once that connection becomes steady and strong, even if insecurities like tornado, hurricane, COVID, whatever, afflict us at a material level, we can still relish the supreme spiritual security in holy name. And I remember the good thing was they plotted and they liked it. Whether they will become devotee this life or not, I don't know. Krishna knows only. Krishna will attract them. Holy name will attract them. So that's the answer for Prahlad Maharaj.
Thank you so much for that, Prabhu. Wonderful. I think with your permission, we could come to a closure for today's session.
Yes, thank you.
And
please,
with the hope and by your kindness, we would like to have you again for the next EKADAŞī.
Yes, Prabhu. I'll try to serve. Please, please accept my humble obeisances, all of you and mothers and Prabhus. Vancha kalpa tarubhasya kripa sindhu vacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namo. Ananta Guri Vaishnavinda ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol.